Hi guys, we're here with another me, David. It's Gamer Pro Gamer Pro Diamond 100. So guys, let's get started. Calm it down.
So it started out as your typical Friday in a relatively busy Walmart here in Texas. To give you some background about myself, I worked in loss prevention at Walmart for 7 years.
Wow.
I was a loss prevention manager at this store.
Wasting your time for Walmart for 7 years.
For those of you who don't know what loss prevention is, it's not those guys in uniforms driving around in the golf carts in the parking lot, carrying a walkie-talkie.
Duh.
It's an extremely difficult job where we dress in plain clothes, acting like normal customers to catch shoplifters. My job as a loss prevention manager was to focus on employee theft and inventory control in the store. The store this incident took place in was a major city here in Texas that was close to downtown, in the middle of an old neighborhood that attracted all the riffraff.
So someone commented down, it was Gamer Pro 900.
So like I said, it was a typical Friday in summer of 2009.
To that message.
If you watch in the stockroom doing audits on high-priced merchandise, talking to store management.
Sometimes he's naked on some of the videos, so yeah.
And I wanted to bring it up to them. I had just finished having a meeting with my loss prevention agents and told them I would be in the store until about 8 or 9, finishing up the audits. And if they needed help stopping a shoplifter, to call me. Other than that, I was just going to try to finish my work as fast as possible and leave. The store was pretty busy as I walked into the stockroom and began my audit. I had just finished my first one and was about to start my second when I hear store management call me over the radio, asking me to come out to the front of the store. There was a customer screaming, and they needed help removing him from the store. We really weren't supposed to let the customers know who we were, since we were the loss prevention team. But I decided to walk up there and make sure everything was okay. And if they needed my help, I decided I would call the police. As soon as I walked out from the back of the store, I could hear some customers talking and looking towards the front. I figured it was just an unruly customer who wasn't getting what they wanted and had decided to raise hell until they got their money back. Walking through the clothing department, I could hear shouting and customers screaming, "Help me! Help me!" My walking pace had turned from a jog to a full sprint to get to the front of the store. When I finally reached it, near the registers, I encountered one of the craziest mind-blowing things I've seen in my 7 years of working at loss prevention. There's a man almost completely naked, wearing some very dirty boxer shorts. He's chasing customers and growling like a dog or some kind of wild animal, flipping over baskets and acting like he's possessed. By the time I get to the front, he's flipped over everything, and he's starting to knock merchandise off the shelf, all while acting like a rabid dog and foaming at the mouth. I approach the crowd of employees and customers, immediately telling everyone to get back for their own safety. At this point, he's worked his way into the optical department, and has started pulling glasses down from the displays and throwing them onto the floor, shattering them. I suddenly remember my agents didn't have their walkie-talkies on, and I was going to need help getting this guy under control. I grabbed my cell phone and handed it to the closest cashier, telling her to dial the phone number of one of my agents and get whoever answers the phone to come help and to bring the handcuffs. At this point, I'm thinking about safety, and I make sure that everyone's a safe distance away as I approach the crazy man from behind. I subdue him with a quick trip to the floor, holding him down until my agents finally arrive with handcuffs and the police. The crazy thing is, as I'm holding this guy down, waiting for help, he begins to lick my shoes in the floor, speaking incoherent gibberish, kicking and screaming. I look down at his feet and see they're raw from apparently running around the neighborhood barefoot and naked, chasing random people. After the police finally arrive and he's loaded up and taken away, the outside security hands me a pile of clothes that he had apparently left. There was a trail off the parking lot and in the shopping center next to the Walmart. After this incident, I spoke to the police officers that had showed up to help, and they told me some pretty scary stuff. They said he was on some type of drug like bath salts or meth, and it had made him completely lose his mind. He had been acting like a wild animal, chasing and attacking anyone he could get his hands on.
Okay, guys, here's my friend Darren.
They also told me that he screamed and howled the whole way to the police station, like a banshee, until they finally got there, and he vomited all over himself.
What? What happened? Oh. Please do not, I do not like this.
It was approaching one of my niece's birthdays, and she's at the age where I think she would appreciate a gift from her uncle. I'm a poor college student with no car, so I commute everywhere and anywhere. Knowing that I always take my backpack and headphones anytime I leave the house. So I'm at Walmart, and I have this care package planned out for my niece. She loves Elsa from Frozen, so I decided to get her a costume. Maybe a doll and some candy, all Frozen themed of course. Like I mentioned earlier, any place I travel to, I usually have my headphones in. This is kind of a pain to explain, but this detail kind of defines the whole story. Now, I'm so lazy, I normally use a third-party music app instead of the music app included on my iPhone. Unfortunately for me, this requires a good internet connection.
Gonna wrap it up,
and living in rural parts of Denver, my music ends up cutting in and out and then stops playing altogether randomly. Now at this point, I have one item left on my list. I'm in the toy section of Walmart, looking for an Elsa toy that my niece could take care of. Before I even know it, this mom comes and leaves her 2 children beside me. I'm not sure why, but this has happened before. Maybe I just have a trustworthy face. Let me tell you all something now. I'm not fucking stupid. There are so many strange things that happen in this world that I would have to be a fool to leave these 2 young children alone. And for the record, I didn't know these people at all.
Sorry for the cursing.
It's kind of a pain, but I figure that it's just me being a good person. I mean, I don't even know how some people can do this. This is literally a woman leaving her 2 children at a section of the store and telling them to wait there for a while. Anyways, one girl is around 4 years old, and her little sister looks to be about 1 or 2. These girls are fucking sitting ducks
Guys,
here.
do not mind about this.
The older sister had one missing prong, and her younger sister had pajamas on and a pacifier in her mouth. I felt even more obligated to stay until their mom came back. And it turns out, I was right. Not even 5 minutes had passed since their mom left, when some fool came up and started talking to the girls. This tool said all the same generic stuff any pedophile would say. I have lots of toys and candy in my car, and a dog too. I was just sitting there like, is this guy fucking serious? He probably thought I wasn't listening, because I had my headphones in. But like I said, my music had cut out some time ago. As soon as he mentioned his dog, I immediately made my way up to him. He was crouched down, talking to the girl about the stuffed animal she had in her hand. Hey, my dog is really big. He's not pink, but he's nice. Would you like to come and meet him? I crouched down and pushed the girl back a few steps. Immediately, the guy moved back a few steps himself. I extended my arm and made a gesture, saying, "Not today." I gave the guy a very harsh look, like I knew exactly what he was trying to do. I just stared at him very attentively.
Sorry for the talking in the background.
The guy was very short in stature and had short, stringy hair with a tan pilot jacket.
This little baby girl.
He was also wearing some very beat-up New Balance tennis shoes. For all intents and purposes, he looked very plain. At this point, I was about to pounce on him and hold him down. I'm not even a big guy myself. I just don't stand for any of this pedophile kidnapping bullshit. Before that could happen, though, he immediately got up, turned right, and ran out the garden exit. I waited with the little girl and her sister until their mom came back. I gave her the speech. Yeah, you shouldn't leave your children here alone. Some guy was talking to the one-shoe one about some generic kidnap bullshit. Those were basically my exact words to her. I mean, there's no being soft about what had just happened. Anyways, I told her she might not be so lucky next time. The mom just shook her head up and down and swallowed any spit that was in her mouth with a very harsh gulp. I don't know if something bad would have happened, but if my music had not stopped playing, let's just say that neither of those girls was old enough to defend themselves. Hell, they could barely speak.
Whoa. That's creepy, guys.
I worked as a Walmart cashier for a little over a year. I quit in August of 2015, when I went away to college.
Do not waste your time on Walmart.
As a cashier, you see a lot of people in the
Sometimes you
day,
can waste your time
especially
on
at Walmart.
Sometimes you won't.
And after a while, you don't even see people's faces when you look at them.
You just start YouTube.
But there are some people that you see so often, you start to recognize and sometimes learn their
4 months
names.
ago, and then you stopped.
There was this one
Darn
guy,
it!
always in the same Green Bay Packers hoodie and Chicago Cubs baseball cap, that would often seek out my line, no matter how long it was, just so that he could stare at me and rarely ever say a word. Whenever he did say anything to me,
What?
he would always lean across the register to get a closer look at my face. He always gave me a
Guys,
really
wait,
bad
we're gonna
vibe.
pause here. Guys, please stay right there for a sec. I'm gonna go see what's happening. What do you mean? I'm gonna see what's happening in this pause. Wait, guys.